Hey there, Rambler fans. Welcome to this week's edition of the Rambler Sports Locker. I'm Pat Luongo.
And I'm Mary Sugden. We begin tonight with golf news. The busy spring season of Loyola men's golf team started up again at the Butler Spring Invitational. Sophomore Alex Cusimano posted a 36-hole score of 150, putting him in 10th place. Loyola finished the Invitational tied with rival Detroit for 5th place. The Ramblers have a weekend off before they go to Bradley's Invitational in Peoria on April 6th and 7th.
Women's golf team finished with a team score of 634 at the Saluki Invitational. The Ramblers tied for 4th with Eastern Kentucky. Loyola was led by freshman Alexandra Myers, who shot 4 over par with a score of 76. We'll send it over to our own Nick Amatangelo, who sat down with Myers to talk about the Invitational and her freshman year.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with freshman Alex Myers of the women's golf team. Now, Alex, you helped Loyola to a 4th place finish in the SIU Invitational this weekend. How was that?
It was really great. The weather was perfect, and for our first tournament, we weren't very happy with how we placed, but we definitely have room for improvement. I think we're in the right direction.
Now, you led the team with a 4 over par on the final round. How?
Yes.
4 over par is so outside of the realm of possibility for me as a golfer. How were you able to pull it off?
It was a pretty long day. The tournament took a while, but I just felt pretty good about my game and just sticking with it mentally, and I think it just worked out. Everything was going well for me that day, so it was good.
So how long have you been golfing? What got you into the sport?
My dad. Since I was 7, he made me golf, and at first I didn't really like it at all. But then I started to really love it in high school and just couldn't see myself stopping just at high school. So I wanted to continue.
So now what's the difference between the collegiate level and the high school level? Because obviously it's a huge step.
Yeah, it's a lot more competitive and just very serious, and you're traveling everywhere amongst different teams and trying to get that Horizon League championship, which is what our main goal is for. But I guess I would say everyone is very competitive, while in high school it's just sometimes a lot of girls are just doing it because their parents made them.
Fair enough. So how is the hunt for the Horizon League championship going for the women's golf team this year?
Well, we've been working really hard over the off season, so I think we're definitely have a chance at it. So that's our main goal so far, and I could definitely see us.
Now, personally, what's your strongest aspect of your game? What do you like the best?
I probably like my irons the best, just because getting it as close to the pin is kind of fun and a challenge, but that's probably the strongest part of my game right now.
And what's one thing you need to work on a little bit in your opinion?
Probably my putting.
Oh, of course. It's always the toughest.
Yeah.
Now, you guys are at Bradley in the first week of April. What are you doing to prepare for that contest?
Well, we're really excited that our whole team is able to travel to this one, and we have this weekend off, so we're having a bunch of qualifying rounds and just getting as much practice in as we can, just so we can place better and have a well performance there.
Now, walk us through a typical day as a golf player. Warm up, how many hours do you warm up? How many hours do you play?
It depends what our practice schedule and school day is like. During the week, we try to get in probably about an hour of practice and then 9 holes. On the weekends, though, we'll practice for an hour and play 18 and maybe practice after. Really, our coach lets us choose and pick what we do depending on what we need for the day. So it's kind of up in the air.
Excellent. Now, what's the best round of golf you've ever had? What was your score?
72.
72?
Yes.
That's amazing compared to what I can do, which isn't very much. We wish you best of luck in your upcoming endeavors at Bradley and the Horizon League Championships.
Thank you.
For Nick Amatangelo, this has been Alex Myers. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
And back to you guys at the desk.
The transfer wave is starting to sweep college basketball, and the Loyola men's team is about to get hit. CBS Sports is reporting that sophomore guards Denzel Brito and Chim Kadima will transfer from the program. Both players appeared in all of Loyola's 30 games last year. Brito started in 21 games, averaging 7 points per game and leading the Ramblers in assists. Kadima started 12 games and averaged just over 4 points per game.
Women's softball went 2-1 in their 3-game stand against Wright State. Sophomore Brittany Gardner threw 2 consecutive 2-hitters to earn Horizon League Pitcher of the Week honors. The Ramblers then swept Northern Illinois University, winning 10-3 and 9-1. Loyola is now 8-12 on the season.
The men's volleyball team is on a roll right now. The Ramblers swept Grand Canyon in Arizona over the weekend by scores of 3-0 and 3 games to 1. Redshirt sophomore Joe Smalzer was named MIVA and All-Sport AVCA Offensive Player of the Week for his standout performances. Coming into Tuesday night's match, the Ramblers had faced Lewis last time and were completely swept in 3 straight sets. Loyola lost the first 2 sets, but bounced back in the 3rd and 4th set to keep the match alive. The 5th set was a tight race from start to finish and featured 9 tie scores and 5 lead changes. The teams traded points until Loyola broke away from a 12-12 tie. An attack error by Lewis placed the game at match point, and freshman Cody Caldwell fired off an ace to win the game for the Ramblers. Loyola won the match 3-2, and the Ramblers improved their MIVA record to 7-3.
The Ramblers have had 5 straight wins, and the team was determined to continue their success against the 6th-ranked Lewis Cardinals on Tuesday night. The Ramblers also didn't disappoint the rowdy crowd, and Carly Fisher was at the Gentile Arena with the story.
Being down 2-0, any team may feel defeated, but that was not the case for the Ramblers on Tuesday night when they faced 6th-ranked Lewis.
Through the first 2 games, coming into this match, we were confident that we could hang with Lewis, that we could be with Lewis. So all really the coaches had to do in the locker room between games 2 and 3 was settle us down and tell us that we're the better team, we can win this match.
The locker room talk before the match even started, the focus was we're winning this game. No matter what happens, we're winning this game. We just kept repeating to each other in the locker room during timeouts, and we're winning this game. And it's a good confidence as you're telling each other, you're telling your teammates.
Along with the confidence boost, the team also had a great showing from the home crowd.
Fans were huge. It was nice that they didn't give up when I stuck through the first 2 games, and they really, every little bit helps.
Our fans showed up and showed their awesome support and definitely helped us all the way through it.
With the MIVA tournament 3 weeks away, the Ramblers are beginning to heat up at just the right time.
Been around, won 6 straight, so I think it's just 1 game at a time right now.
Definitely, we're going to use the momentum that we've racked up the past week and just go with it.
And it's been good since now that we're healthy and we're playing with a lot of confidence, and moving a couple guys in a couple different positions and what their strengths helps us out a lot right now.
The recent success in March has the team throwing away their razors and starting a new tradition.
It's kind of a mustache March thing, but now we're on a roll. I'm keeping mine.
Yeah,
this guy.
Yeah, probably, because right when I had my mustache, we haven't necessarily lost.
After a series of tough losses against top opponents, tonight's come from behind 5-set victory might be the spark the Ramblers need to make the NCAA Final Four. Reporting from the Gentile Arena in Rogers Park, I'm Carly Fisher.
You may not have noticed, but in the month of March alone, Loyola has produced 2 All-American track and field stars and has broken a pair of the school's previous records. One of those stars, sophomore long jumper James McLaughlin, was just named Horizon League Indoor Track and Field Athlete of the Year. Curtis Gilmore, Sean Keenahan, and Steve Manny take a closer look at this upcoming Rambler team.
The Loyola Ramblers indoor track season has just wrapped up with 2 athletes earning All-American honors. On March 17th, the team began their outdoor season, and 2 athletes, Candace Karajan and Jared Skrabach, each set school records at Wake Forest.
Yeah, I set the outdoor 3,000-meter record.
I broke the outdoor long jump record with a 5.66.
As impressive as these feats are, most students and alumni are oblivious to the track and field seasons, at least for now.
I know there's a lot of people who didn't even know we had a track and field team on campus. So this year when the coaches came in, they wanted to make a statement. They want to be one of the best varsity teams here on the campus. So they just really pushed us hard this fall and really just setting up positive attitudes for everyone.
After a successful indoor track season, the Ramblers are ready to brave the elements to have a successful spring season as well.
It's doing really well right now. We have a lot of fast guys. It's on the upswing for sure. We're getting even better, so hopefully we'll just keep improving from where we are now.
Last season's All-American runners were enough to give the school recognition, but the athletes want more this season, and the senior athletes are pushing the younger ones to get there.
Declan and James were the only ones to go last year, so we really want to have a couple more Ramblers go this year.
Like Danny Doherty, Josh Stein, Ben Reifenberg, Brian Peters, they've been showing me the ropes, and they've really helped me along.
For Sean Keenahan, Curtis Gilmore on the Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Steve Manny.
As the month of March winds down, so does March Madness. In this week's roundtable, Ricky Zumalin, Stephen Geiges, and Emily Brown review this year's men's basketball tournament and will preview the Final Four.
Thanks, Mary. Welcome to this week's roundtable segment. I'm Ricky Zumalin, here with Stephen Geiges and Emily Brown. Men's NCAA tournament's going on right now. The Final Four is set. A lot of madness this year. Other than the number two seeds losing the first round, what was your biggest surprise of the tournament? Emily?
It was definitely a big surprise. I couldn't really agree on one. I went with two. North Carolina's sophomore guard, Kendall Marshall, he broke his wrist and didn't play in their last two games, and so I think that really contributed to their loss and why they're not in the Final Four right now, which is a big upset because a lot of people had them winning the whole thing. And then Louisville, number 5 seed in the Final Four. They beat number 1 seed Michigan State, and Rick Pitino's built a good program, and he has some good players on his team, so we'll see what they can do now that they're in the finals.
My big surprise was actually a student of Rick Pitino's and Billy Donovan and his Florida Gators, a team that has pretty much relied on their guards all season. They're kind of a poor man's Missouri, who, as we know, lost in the first round as a number 2 seed, but they came out. They had double-digit wins in every game they played, except ultimately their loss to number 4 seed Louisville in the Elite 8. But they had a really good first half and just had 10-point lead, just couldn't come back, and second half just fell apart. But on other news, not basketball NCAA related, but not March Madness. There's a little bit of madness going on in Manhattan, where their coach Frank Martin, who's up there with Bob Knight, is one of the most entertaining coaches in the league. For sure, is actually headed all the way to South Carolina because him and the AD didn't get along very well, and off you go. Yeah,
a lot of craziness going on. My biggest surprise is definitely going to be Ohio. They made it all the way to the Sweet 16. Took North Carolina into overtime, had a chance to win it in regulation, couldn't make the free throw, got to make those free throws in the NCAA tournament, couldn't make the free throw in regulation, end up losing in overtime to North Carolina, could have knocked them out even sooner, and now their head coach is going to be the new head coach of the University of Illinois Fighting Illini, so that's pretty big.
It's a big move for Illinois.
Yeah, that's huge. New coach for the first time in a long time. Now the Final Four is set. We have Kentucky versus Louisville this weekend, and Ohio State versus Kansas. Who's your pick?
I just say I think it's going to be Kentucky over Kansas in the championship game.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go with Ohio State losing to Kentucky. Kentucky's full of unbelievable freshmen, and I mean I think they might have a battle there against Kentucky and Louisville, but Louisville runs and lives and dies with Silva, so.
True. That's a civil war going on right now in Kentucky with their two big teams in there. I'm going to have to go with Ohio State over Kentucky. I think you got a good point that they have a lot of good freshmen in Kentucky, but Jared Sullinger and Aaron Craft are just playing out of their mind. So they've got, a lot of good teams. It's been a lot of fun. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, guys. Well, that'll do it for us here at the Rambler Sports Locker this week. Be sure to like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter at LU Sports Locker. We'll be taking a week off, but we hope you have a wonderful and relaxing Easter break. For everybody here at the Rambler Sports Locker, thanks for visiting the locker. I'm Pat Luongo.
And I'm Mary Sugden. Thanks for visiting, and don't forget to turn off the lights.